Okay, hey guys, it's the Timsy. I'm going to be following up on my introduction / overview of my lens flare setup. So what we're pretty much going to be doing is making a lens flare similar to this one, with all these circles and dots and bits and pieces and the moisture on the lens and this nice looking one in the back. Now you can do whatever you want. You can, once you got the hang of this, you can put in anything you want. You're not limited to just what I'm doing. You can stick anything else you want in it. I've just found that this is, just the basic stuff that you'll need to add. So let's get started. Go File, New, reload a startup file. Now we'll be making the glow first, so press 1 to go into front view, and then Control Alt and 0 to move the camera to front view. Press scale, then tab, click one vertex, right click, Control I, select everything else, X delete vertices, tab, press T, go on origin, geometry to origin, press tab again to go out of edit mode, go into the materials, press new, halo, size, around about 5, turn the add up just because you can, just click soft, see what that looks like, and that looks good. So let's finalize some rendering settings, turn this up to 100%, render size, and output, put it on the desktop, so make a new directory, and call it lens flare elements. Let's enter, click on it, and accept. Then from the start, which is 1, click on the end and press 1, so it's just one image or one frame, and then change the background to black, so just scroll down or drag it, and then press render animation and it will render this out, hopefully. There we go, so that part's done. And now we can press escape. You don't have to save this, we'll do this all on one blend file. So then now we have to do the circle thing, so we can press X, delete that because we've already rendered it out, Shift A, cylinder, and then RX90, so it's facing towards the camera, press 0 to go into camera view, press tab, S to scale, and then click here in the face select mode, right click, X delete face, and right click this back one, X delete face. Now press C, and then holding down the left mouse button you can go and select all these vertices around the outside, then press S to scale them up, just around about there, so we just want a thin line, and then we're going to give it a material. This is all in Blender render. Material specular down to 0 so it's not shiny, and just turn the emit to something up like 3, and turn the world again down to black, which it is already. Press F12. That looks okay, but for us to get, press escape, for us to get that sort of glow working, we're going to have to scale it a little smaller. It's about there, should be good, which means we're going to have to scale this again. There you go. So now move on to compositing. Go here, node editor, you just hold your mouse here and click down and drag, make a new window, press N, get rid of that, and then go into the scene, use nodes, drag this over here, give us a little bit of space, and then go down to blur, change this to fast Gaussian, should be fast Gaussian by default. Anyway, let's do that to 20, no, I think more, 50, and 50. Go in here, UV image editor, and that looks okay. Yep. So then add a mix here, just to outline the turn this down to 0.5, just to outline the sort of the original shape like that. Now that's obviously way too harsh, so I'm gonna have to move this up and then Shift D, click where it highlights, like that. I'll join them for you, and then turn this down to about like 5 for each. That's good, or maybe 10. Still looking a bit harsh. That's a bit more what I was sort of looking for. So that's good for that one. And can call this. Oh yeah, I forgot to name the other one. So that's meant to be called glow. So this one will be called ring. Accept, and I can render that. Cool. So now that's done. Move on to the next one, which actually isn't that much harder. So all we're going to do for this next one is turn this down to say like 30, and this one down to like 2. I think, no, we'll leave that one 50. Turn that one up. See what that is. Right, I'm doing it the wrong way around, so that 2, that 50, and something like that looks good. So we can render that one out, so rings 2, accept, render that one out. Hit it on, oh, looks good. And then one more, which can be, how about we turn this down to 40, 10, nah, let's just turn it down 30 for each one, make it a little bit less blurred, change this to 20, ah yeah, that one looks nice. So we can call this one rings 3. Oh. Press accept and render that one out. Now at this point, if you want to sort of make anything else, so I don't know, whatever you want to do, some flares or bits and pieces, then now you do it, and save it all to that one folder that you made. So now that's that part done. We're going to have to, unfortunately though, because you can't blur stuff in Blender, and then have the background be transparent. So what we're going to have to do is go into GIMP. So you can download this for free if you don't have it. It's pretty much Photoshop, but free. And then what we're going to do is File, Open, on the desktop, Lens Flare Elements. And let's do this one first, so the glow. So then we're going to go colors, color to alpha, change that to black. So then all this black is gone. Press OK. There you go, just the glow left. And you overwrite 01 PNG. So then that's that one done. You can close it without saving because you exported it. Let's go File, Open, Rings. Colors, colors alpha. Okay, there we go, that one's done. Overwrite rings. And then we can actually just go File, Open, Rings 2. Close that. And then go colors, color to alpha. Oh, that's good. And then overwrite it. There we go. So then that one's done. And then the last one, we're going to open ring 03 and color to alpha, okay, and overwrite. So now we're done. We just have to do one more thing, is go file, new, okay. And what we're gonna do is select gradient here. No, we're going to change this to radial and change the one color to white, I think it was, or yellow white, and then the other one to nice orange, so sort of something like that. And then we can just draw from round about the middle here, drag it out, boom, there we go. So export to, I'm going to export this as gradient to the desktop in lens flare elements and press export. Export it. There we go, done. So now you can close this, close GIMP, you won't need that anymore. And then what we're going to do now is make the moisture on the lens. We still have to do that. So this one's a bit more complex. So what we're going to have to do is go from here, 3D view, X, delete that, Shift A plane, RX 90, rotate it 90 degrees, S to scale, RZ 90, to rotate it around the Z axis, and then you can drag it over here. Make sure it's just in the corner of the camera, press S again, make it nice and big, so it covers most of the camera. And then we're going to, for this one, add a particle system. So for this, it's going to be, say, 130, we won't need that many. Turn the lifetime to something like 75, change this to random, change it to about, I think 6 was a good value, let's do like 0.3, this can be random, just however you like it. We don't want to see this thing, so we just want to see the particles. And then what you can do now is, go into the field weights, turn the gravity to nothing, and change this end to 250. So now when we press play, they're going the wrong way, so R, Z, 180. Then go to the start, press again, and they're going the right way, just like that. In the camera view, it's, something that's good. So press pause so it doesn't keep on playing. Go into layer 2, press Shift A, UV sphere, press T to go into this menu, smooth, then give it a material, go new, surface, turn the shininess down. Shading can be, we don't need it much more than 2. 2's fine. And then this can be called moisture, and go back to layer 1, click on this with the particle system, and go into, instead of halo, go to object, and then select moisture, or whatever you want to call it, and turn the random up, just because you can, and turn the size up until something, you don't want it too big, but you don't want them too small either. So 0.23 is a good value for me. Move it to something that you like, and then press F12. So that looks good to me. And now move over to compositing, go node editor, and get rid of this. And the scene, delete all this stuff, press shift and then click something to select more, and X just to delete them. And then you're going to go to filter and defocus. So this is like sort of depth of field thing, it uses the camera to blur everything, which looks quite nice. So we're going to change circular to hexagonal. You can leave it if you think you'd like it better the other way, click use Z scale buffer so we can change this. Change this to about 8 or 9. I'll just try 9. Change this to 64, this one to 0, so this is, well, that's what it is. And then this one is how much it gets blurred, and that is something to do with the blurring as well. I'll just press F12 and see how that works. Oh, what's going wrong there? Right, so if you guys are getting this problem, you have to click on the camera, go on the camera settings and select limits, otherwise it's not going to calculate it, and then just turn the distance on, hardly anything. What you don't want is this cross to be anywhere near this, so if it's somewhere near this, then they'll be in focus and they won't be blurred, so turn this, somewhere near the camera, just like that's good. 0 again, F12, and this time it should work, hopefully. And there we go. So, it's looking okay. It's looking a little bit shabby because we still got preview on, but that is the main part to it. So now what I'll probably want to do is scale this down a little bit. Move it this way. Give these a lifetime of something like 90, just so they'll last longer across the top, and maybe 150, because that doesn't look like quite enough to me. And turn down the size maybe to 0.2. So now, yep. Oh, that looks good. Press F12 to render the image out. So there we go. Can untick preview, make it look a bit, I don't know, more high quality. Anyway, rather than wasting it on this, press escape to get rid of that compositing thing, and let's properly render it out. Click render animation, escape, we don't want to do that. 108, so start 108 and finish 108. So now I'll only have the particles at 108, and none of the stuff will get shown because it only starts at 108 and finishes there as well. So now go render animation. Oh, one more thing we forgot, press escape to get rid of it, is to call this something else. So this can be called moisture. Press accept and press render animation. Oh, doesn't look too good. Try that again. There we go. They're just bugging out. So there we go. We've got our things rendered out. That took a bit of a while. There it is anyway. So let's get rid of that black background. Open up GIMP and go File, Open, go on Desktop, Lens Flow Elements, and select Moisture, press Open, then Colors, Color to Alpha, and we want to change this to black. So now we only have these parts, and then you can go File, Overwrite, and there we go. That's most of that stuff done. Press Close without saving, and you can quit it. Now the one last flare left to do is this one right here. So this one is a little bit harder, but we'll do it anyway. So press escape, get out of that, press X delete. We can uncheck limits because we don't need that. Delete the light, then press Shift A, add UV sphere. Press 0 to go into camera view, press tab, click one of these, and then drag it out. So one of these vertices and drag it out. So something that looks good. You can something just outside like that. Go into this. So maybe not that one. Maybe one slightly further up. you can drag them a fair bit. So like something like this. You can add more, less, whatever you want. And you can go smooth or you can just leave it. Materials. Shininess down, that actually wasn't necessary, but oh well. Turn up to 3, 4, anything you want. Yeah, this part isn't really that special, but then the hard part is in the compositing. So what we're going to do is press Control up arrow to go into this. You can press X, get rid of that, and move that to there, and we'll press F12, render it out. And as you see, we got a pretty boring template. Press escape and hold down there, and then you can turn this into one window and move this to compositing. Press N, get rid of that, and go to the scene again. There we go. We can press Shift A. We'll want to add a blur. Fast Gaussian again, and turn it. Turn it to something maybe like. Let's just try 30. Backdrop. Shift A, output viewer. So yeah, it looks okay. Maybe I need to be a bit more extreme. I think that's a bit more like it. What I also have to do is add filter glare. Can add fog glow first of all, and then move this. Actually, we should move that to there. Press Shift A, and then go glare. Go fog glow. This order doesn't really do much. It's just the order it gets processed in. So it can affect your image sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't really do much. So anyway, move that across, Shift D, make another one. This time we're going to change it to streaks. The streaks, you can see, it's up and down, but we want 7. What does 7 look like? 7 looks crazy. Turn it down to 4. That looks okay. What I want to do, I think I've forgotten to do, is go color mix. Just mix that with that, turn it down to 0.5. So I'm getting half of each image, and that looks a bit better. I'll press Shift D, another one of those. We can put those two together to give us something else. There we go. Maybe not so crazy anymore. Yeah, something like that's good. And then, yeah, this is really fiddly, so really just whatever. You can put bits and pieces wherever you want, whatever looks good. And then now the last part, adding color to it, I'm going to go Shift A, color, and then I think it's color balance, yep. Move that here, put the output there, and there, move the start of it to here, oh, yeah. And then I think it was one of the, let's move that to yellowish, see what that does. So that's the outside of it. So the outside we want it fairly yellow. Not that much. Maybe a bit more. Not, yeah. Something like that's good, I guess. Then go on the gain, so the highest values. So it'll be this middle part here. I want to make that fairly yellow. So something like that. this middle part, or might as well set to yellow as well. So there we go. Nice yellow sun flare. Just tweak it a bit, and then when you're happy with it, you can go render settings, change the name to sun flare, just by editing this, or you can press that and enter it in there, and then press render animation. There we go. It's looking okay. The sides are a bit shabby, but I'm happy with that. So a bit more tweaking and bits and pieces all over the place would fix up minor things like that, but otherwise I'm happy with that. So now what we can do is go into GIMP again. I'm going to open desktop, lens flare elements, and sun flare. Let's do the same thing, remove the black, replace it for alpha, or transparency, there we go, and just have that. We can go file, overwrite, and press quit. Close it without saving, and close GIMP. So that is pretty much it, guys. We have got all the bits and pieces that we need to set up our lens flare. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, learned something from it. You can add anything else you want. The sun flare, I think, could have probably had a bit more tweaking to it in bits and pieces, but really, it just depends how much time you guys put into it. If you like spend a couple minutes like I did, then you probably get something like this, but the longer you spend on it, then probably the better it'll look. But yeah, so hope you guys like this tutorial, and keep an eye out for the next one, showing you how to set this all up. See you guys next time.